This is Suzanne Wagner, and I'm doing my metaphors for the month. This one is for May 2024. So, in the Aleister Crowley Tarot, I have the Hanged Man, the Prince of Swords, and Swiftness. In the Words of Truth, I have Forbearance, Rejuvenation, and Listening. In the Mayan Oracle, I have Simi, Organic Balance, and Ebb. In the Medicine cards, I have Ant, Wolf, and Weasel. In the Ancient Egyptian Tarot, I have the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Two of Discs. In the Osho Zen Tarot, I have Beyond Illusion, Silence, and Experiencing. And in the Healing Earth Tarot, I have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Crystals. So what I like to do is I like to look at all these cards and start to do kind of a crystallization or a synopsis of all of those energies and how they might interrelate with all of us for the month of May. So this month brings many favorable aspects to our deepest self. For some, that will be incredibly revealing. For others, it might be downright terrifying. It kind of all depends upon how much your inner and outer work has been being done, and that will determine which way it's going to flow. There will be moments when those who have felt invincible will feel like Samson when their hair is cut off and he suddenly feels powerless. Those who have used and abused others are going to feel as if the fates have flipped the circumstances against them. That is where our inner demons will rear up their heads out of the shadows and attempt to manipulate things, but they will no longer be able to control them. For the larger groups of sane individuals, this month will feel like we want to sit back in our comfy chairs and watch knowingly as karma comes back around. Beyond the illusions of egos in silence, where the mind holds no sway, there is a doorway that will lead us toward a new reality. Believe it or not, some fear change. They choose isolation and retreat over facing the unknown. We are moving into a world with very new references and requirements. The journey always requires us to change. To gracefully change, we must be willing to have courage and compassion for ourselves. If you do not like your reality, notice how your thoughts, beliefs, and patterns, which are anchored into very rigid and fixed points of reference, are the real saboteur. When we learn to treat our body as a sacred chalice, we stop doing things that overextend and drain our cup. You deserve to feel full and fulfilled. You deserve to take time for yourself and not give everything away in a misplaced attempt at humility. In fact, you can be very humble, yet completely full. Simi teaches us that much has died in the past decade, and we have become someone very different than we anticipated. Those who desperately cling to control and power are terrified of death. Delaying that type of ego death causes terrible imbalances in the physical, mental, and emotional bodies. Being addicted to being right never allows us to learn from our mistakes, and we cannot seem to make different choices. We are being asked to surrender to the inevitable. This form of death requires and offers you their hand in a gesture of forgiveness and understanding. If you are unwilling to take that hand, you cannot admit fault or accept the forgiveness offered. It is only in such types of death that the seeds gathered up in this life can finally catch the wind and spread into new areas. This month, the wind will catch many new things, and with time and proper conditions, they will land and take root in new areas. The earth is calling for a great teacher to awaken mankind. Perhaps you are one of those teachers. Perhaps you are a pathfinder or a path maker. Perhaps that creek running through the park is the teacher. It is time to seek the answers in unusual places. Let go of the stereotypes that lock your mind into dysfunctional places of waiting and wanting. Hear the drum beating in the wind, the waves, and the musical mosaic of life. This is going to be a lovely month. Enjoy the journey. Thanks, everyone.